Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Janice Boyd, and you are tuning in to a new episode of Women with Beauty and Brains. And today, let me tell y'all about today. I have a very special guest. She's a singer, she's a songwriter, she's a pianist, she's a sister, she's a friend, she's a lover, and she has something newly added to her resume. She is an actress. Everybody, please welcome the beautiful Miss Lorea Turner.
Yay! Thanks for having me, Johnny.
Lorea, thank you so much for being here. I feel so honored and just so blessed the fact that I get to interview you. This is such a blessing. And I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm very, very proud of you.
I'm proud of you, girl.
The glow up,
happy to
just
be here.
The seeing the journey, it's just a beautiful thing. Like, I'm so grateful to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm happy
really
to be
am.
here. Truly, I am.
Well, let's just jump right into it. How are you doing? Like, for real, for real. Like, how are you? Like, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, how are you feeling? And not like, oh, I'm good, girl. Like, how are you really feeling?
Yeah, so I am doing okay. I recently moved here to California. We're both from Indiana.
Right.
So, just the transition from moving across the country is new, and anything that's new can be, a little scary and challenging, but, I'm making it through, and I'm happy to just learn and for the growth and everything that's coming. I'm excited.
I'm proud of you.
I'm anticipating the great.
I feel like the time has gone by so fast since you've been here.
Yeah, it has.
And I feel like you are meant to be here. Like,
yes,
this is, and it's the perfect timing. Like,
yeah,
it had to be at this time.
Yes.
Like, right now. Like, this is the time.
Yes, I agree.
So, if you guys don't know, Lorea is a singer, and you've been blowing up in Indiana. Like, you have a huge following in Indiana, and not even just Indiana. Like, you've been viral on the internet a few times. Can you tell us how you got your start singing and playing the piano?
So I started singing on Vine when I was 15.
Vine.
Yes, and literally, that's really how I got started. My cousin, she betted me $15 to do just post. And, being in high school, I was a sophomore. So I was like, give me that money. Because that was for snacks for school, okay? So we did it. And, to my surprise, I woke up with like a couple thousand loops. Like I said, they call it loops at the time. And, I just kept doing it. And before Instagram, how it is now, they had 15-second videos at the time. Wow. And so literally just my videos were doing just going, and I just kept doing it. And I was just so excited that people wanted to hear me sing, because I always kind of just sang in church, singing in the choir, singing on the praise team. And I didn't always want to growing up, because I was just always so nervous. But social media is different. It's different from real life singing. So it was fun for me, and I enjoyed it. So, yeah, that's how I kind of got started.
Got into it.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have that story, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
How did you know, like, you know what, I can make this as a career? Because a lot of people, I feel like, not a lot of people, but some people can sing, but they don't take the faith or have the belief that they can actually make it as a career.
Yeah.
How did you know, and when was the moment like, okay, I can do this as a career?
Yeah, so I actually, I sang on Vine when I was 15, but when I was 17, Jessie J was the very first person as an artist, because there was a lot of people, like producers and executives, who reached out via Vine, like email, to get me, but Jessie J was very just active, and she was about it. So she flew me and my mom when I was a freshman in college, and we just sang, literally. Her parents, my mom, and we just did a little vibe session after her show one day, and she took me with her to Republic Records the very next day. Wow. And she actually called me on stage in front of all of Republic Records and asked for me to sing. And I sang Amazing Grace. I literally sang Amazing. Yeah, she was like, you can sing Amazing Grace.
Wow.
Yes. And so yeah, that was like the moment where I had to decide, like, do I really want to do this? Because again, it is very different from social media, just singing in person, especially in front of people like that. Right. Like Jessie J alone, singing in front of her was already intimidating, but now I'm singing in front of all these executives at Republic Records in New York.
Age, that's crazy.
Yeah. So I had to make the decision, like, right then and there, like, Lorea, do you have the courage, the faith, the confidence to continue to do this? And, you know, I mean, it was shaky, but, you know, here we are. Yeah. I'm glad I stuck with it.
Right. Yeah. And speaking of shaky, I know being in the entertainment industry isn't easy, but I feel like being an artist is even more difficult, being in the music industry. Can you just tell us a little bit about your journey? Just a little bit.
Yeah. So just throughout the years, like I said, you know, started at 15. It's been 10 years since then. Ooh. And I have been really just building myself as an artist. Like, who am I? When you're 17, I struggled with kind of like knowing what to sing about. And sometimes that can leave room for labels or people who have higher power to kind of give you the sound, give you the music. Right. But, you know, I tried so many different styles. And even to this day, I'm still just doing everything. Yeah. Not to limit myself. But now I know I've experienced a little bit more in life. And I could really like take my experiences and put myself into the music instead of just taking music that was already made and it just being a song. Like now I can really be an artist and give people who I am and not just taking songwriters' music and just putting my voice on it. So, you know, just for the past 5 years I've been, you know, making my music, and, you know, we've had a lot of parked car conversations.
Yes. Oh, y'all, her
my
music. I can't wait until, because you, like you said, you can do anything. Like,
thanks, girl.
Lorea, I'm not even just saying this because she's here, but Lorea literally is one of my favorite artists. Like,
thanks,
the moment
girl.
that I met her, I was like, can you sing at my wedding? I didn't even know her. She probably was like, what are you crazy? Because your music, you can do anything. You really can.
Thanks, girl.
And you have, like, now that you've matured and you're a little bit older and wiser, like, you can just feel it even more.
Yeah. 100%. So that's what I've been doing for like the past, 5 years. And I was blessed, to, sing at a couple like festivals and just really get more experience singing live, because there's so many different aspects as an artist that you have to kind of overcome. So, that's like the music aspect, but now I'm like kind of transitioning over, but
speaking of overcoming, how have you endured and how have you overcome some difficult moments that you've had? I know that you've had some difficult moments. Just being in the industry. How do you keep going? Like, what motivates you to be like, okay, no, like I said, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it when you're going through those difficult, challenging moments?
Honestly, the only thing I can truly and honestly say is it's nothing but God. Like, I rely on God to kind of steer my wheel, like when I need answers to my solutions, or when I'm feeling overwhelmed, or just as a Black woman, sometimes we can be overlooked, and I really just go to God with it and really just try to stay connected and meditate on the word. And there's always a truth for the lie or the struggle that's in front of you. And so I just always try to fight what I'm going through with the word of God, because it really does work for me. Like, it really keeps me encouraged and motivated, and because I know it's my calling and it's my assignment. And that's what I really push to people, is like, walk in your assignment. And then it takes a little bit of self-discovery and reflection, but I always just encourage people just to dig deep. And
and I'm really proud of you, because you could have just gone and done anything to like really just blow up extremely, and I tell you this, like, I'm proud of you because you stayed grounded and you stay humble, and you're doing it in the right way. You're not doing it, the wrong way. And I'm really proud of you, and I know God has so much more in store for you. Because you're putting him first.
Yes.
So what would you say? What would you say your biggest accomplishment is thus far that you've done?
Just in life, like so far, like
just in life. It doesn't even have to do with like singing.
Okay, so I would say the most recent one and the one that I'm most proud of is booking a lead role in a movie.
What?
Yes.
I'm so freaking proud of you about that. I'm so proud of you.
And I'm so happy because not only was it a lead role in a movie, not only was it a Christian movie, and I can incorporate God, but I was able to sing, like, and it's what I love to do. So I was able to use all of my talents, and still glorify God all while doing it. And it was honestly the most beautiful experience of my life. Like, girl, I literally...
Tell us about the experience, girl. Tell us how'd you book the role? What'd you do when you booked the role? How were you feeling? What happened while you were there? Girl. Just tell us, because the movie's about to drop, y'all.
Yes.
So just tell us a little bit about the movie.
Woo. It's a whole thing,
and the
girl.
whole process. Please tell us.
Yes.
I think we got a little bit of time. We got time, Charles. No.
So I had came back from a trip from LA, and I was home for like 2 weeks. Mind you, I had signed my lease, and I was like anticipating spending the rest of my summer with my family and friends. Mm-hmm. And I was at work, I worked with kids, and I got a call like, yo, the executive producers of the movie want you to audition for the role. They haven't found their person yet, and we think that you'd be a really good consideration for it. And so I'm like, oh, okay. And they were like, you have 2 days to learn it, the lines, the 48 hours.
2 days.
But I'm like, okay, that's enough time, because I was used to that with my agency sending me stuff and the turnover having to be submitted like almost the next day. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, 2 days is cool. Mind you, this is at 3 o'clock. Girl, they called me back at 6 o'clock and said, hey, we know we told you that you had 2 days to do it, but you have to submit it tonight. It was 6 o'clock. I didn't even know the script yet. And so I'm like, Lord Jesus, I'm sitting under the dryer, deep conditioning my hair with the bag on my head. And so I'm like, okay, now I have to figure out something to do to my hair, put on some makeup, learn the script, figure out who's going to take me for this audition. I was so stressed out, but I just literally prayed. I took a moment. I said, Lord Jesus. First of all, I hated even doing auditions, because I had auditioned so many times and just never got booked for anything, because it's a lot of work.
Yeah, and this was for a leading role, right?
Yeah.
So that's a lot. So Lorea, tell us about the whole process of the movie, from like when you got it, when you got the call, like how it was preparing for it, when you were there, and just everything. Just tell us everything.
Yes. So, oh goodness, after the whole drama with like trying to figure out someone trying to, audition me. Because when you're auditioning, you have to have someone to read you the lines. Like, so I am blessed to have Miss Carnetta Jones. She was like, let's just knock out this page. And in the morning, like, I woke up at 6 a.m. to finish my audition. Like, it was like a whole thing. Like, I was so stressed out. And I still had to go to work the next day. So I woke up at like 5:30 a.m. to put on some makeup, to get ready for the audition. Long story short, I got it done. And I literally remember praying and saying, Lord, if it is your purpose and your intention for me to have this, then I'm going to get it. Because they were telling me who I was going against, like Brandy's daughter, Sarah.
They were telling you?
They said Sarah was going after it, and Tiny's daughter was like, it was all these celebrity kids like going after it, and I'm like, oh God. But I got it, and I figured out that I got it like 2 days after my audition. Wow. So then they were like, so you have to fly out Monday. Mind you, it was Thursday. So I had to fly out Monday to go to Atlanta to start filming. So everything just happened so fast, and we filmed the movie in 4 weeks. It was a month project.
Wow.
Man, so talk about stress, having to learn to be a lead role and having to learn 100-page script in a span of literally like a week.
And weren't you also singing on top of that? Like
yes.
You had to learn music?
Yes,
Woo.
had to learn music. And I had 3 songs. I have 3 songs in the movie. Mm-hmm. So, it was, and that's the first thing we did actually was the music. Like the first day that we got started, I was in the studio with it.
So did that help you like calm your nerves?
It did. Okay. It did. Because I'm like, this is what I do. Like,
yeah.
I'm good. I can do this part first. Like,
Yeah.
But so that was cool. I was still nervous. I mean, the whole time I was like nervous after, but it was great, and it was a great experience, and it was like the most fun I have ever had while working in my life. Like every day I woke up and was like, thank you, Jesus, that I'm able to do this, because the cast was great. Just taking notes from Notori Naughton, she was very helpful. Just everybody on cast was just so helpful and really just comforted me and like just reassured me that I was doing so good, like from the ADs to Crafty. Like it literally was like a family. And Notori always is like, this is not how it usually is, so definitely take it in. But It was nothing but
But
God.
you have favors. So.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to watch it. It comes out literally in like 29 days. Like I'm counting down.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm so
December 10th.
right. And by the time this drops, it'll be like a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so excited for
Yes.
you. Like just to see your journey, and how far you've come. And I was just telling you, this is God's divine timing.
Yes.
Like the timing, even of the movie coming out, is just like perfect.
Yes.
And I feel like this movie is gonna set you up for everything else God has for you.
Yes.
And like you said, it showcases all of your talents.
Yes.
So I'm just so excited about the
you.
movie. Do you have anything that you're doing like for the movie when it comes out? Like, are you doing any premieres? Are you having any showcases?
Yes. So I'm having a premiere, well, a watch party, I guess you could say, in Indianapolis, my hometown. So it's actually at Butler University. I'm doing a partnership with them, and we're just gonna open it up to the public and, just watch it together. But I'm excited, just to be able to go home. And this is like my first time back since moving to LA. And so to be able to go back and allow the community to come watch something that I'm like really proud of, it means a lot to me. Like, I'm so excited about the watch party. Because people are gonna like, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
That is something to be excited about.
Yes.
I cannot wait. Like, I'm gonna have my own. If you don't have one here, I'm gonna have my own watch party for you.
No, we're gonna have one, girl.
I know her.
We gonna get the wine.
I know that girl. Everybody like, that girl. Like, what was that dude? I know her. Oh, so proud of you.
That ain't you crazy. But I'm excited to continue, and literally after I finished the movie, I'm like, what's next? Because I played 16 in the movie. Like, I literally played a high school girl, and I'm not 16. So, I just plan to just take on more roles that, like, challenge me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ready for the next.
Yes.
So interesting that I'm, like, always so nervous, but I'm, like, putting myself in these positions to, like...
Right, but it's meant to be.
Yeah.
And you got it.
Yeah.
You got it. You were made for this, and this is the right timing. And God favors you.
No, thanks, girl.
What is something about you that most people don't know that you wish people knew about you?
Can say, just from the top of my head, that I have this thing called anosmia. So that is, I know that sounds crazy. Anosmia is when you can't smell. I would know it's okay. I was a premature baby, so the doctors had told my mom, like, your daughter pretty much might not make it to the next 24 hours, and if she does, she's going to have some complications. But I'm fine. I just literally was born with no sense of smell. So I've never been able to smell anything ever, like poop, food, like bacon, chicken.
Yeah.
People always talk about bacon and chicken smell so good, so...
And that's always so crazy, because I feel like when I'm out with them, like, yo, you smell that? You like, girl, I cannot smell.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, snap. And you're not the only person that's told me
that they can't
have
smell?
that. Yeah, I forgot who else told me that. And I was like, oh my God, my friend Lorea can't smell either. Like, that's so interesting to me.
But it's interesting, because I met a couple people who can't smell either, but
Yeah.
I'm like... There is no scholarship at all for anosmia.
Wow.
Not one. So that's
Are you
one
sure?
of my goals.
Do you know?
Girl,
You know? Well, you know.
look, when I went to college...
You went to college for 2 days. You know. I was just like...
No, I did go for like 2 days. Yeah, I was looking for some money, and I'm like, I'm a little... I mean... My mama doesn't think it's a disability, but I'm like, it is, though.
No, that could be.
It is, because,
disability.
if you're blind or deaf, that's a disability.
Right.
Smelling is still
and
a
you can get a
sense.
scholarship for writing with your left hand.
So why isn't there not one? So I literally Googled it. So I want to be the first person in history to make it. And if y'all watching and y'all make a scholarship, I'm coming for you, because...
No, seriously.
Yes, I want to be the first one to do it. So, yeah.
So, what do you do to decompress from, like, the industry and the world? Like, what do you do to just, like, decompress?
So I'm still figuring that out, because,
Really?
because I'm in LA now. And so, the things that I would do in Indiana, I have to figure out something else to do here. Because I am a Black young woman, I had, my boyfriend and my family who I could do things with, but I'm here by myself. So a lot of things is like, it's not safe for me to do. I can't take you know, like an evening bike ride and, you know, stuff like that anymore. So I'm still trying to figure it out. But I love nature, like to take walks and riding my bikes on the trail. And
like in Broad Ripple, that's what you did?
Yeah.
In Indiana?
Yes. I would go on the trail. I would go to the one by my house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I forget what it is. It's like the Fall Creek Trail.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. But now, you know, I don't have my bike here.
Yeah.
So I guess like what I really like.
You could do we should do this actually. We should do bike rides on the beach. It's so relaxing.
No, yes, that's what I did in Santa Monica
oh my God,
last
maybe
week.
we can do that. Oh, you
Yeah,
did? Oh,
I
that's
did.
what y'all did.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it was really great. But what I have been doing by myself is I love to just like go on like drives and like watch the sunset. Just go to like the Palisades. Is that what you guys? Yep, and just watch the sunset. And yeah, that's kind of like my debriefing. But I have to spend time alone. Like that's just me though. Like I have to. I spend majority of my time alone.
That's important.
Yeah.
And that's very mature for you. Not even just mature. Most people can't spend time alone. They hate being by themselves.
Yeah. But I couldn't until I had to be with myself when I had no other option one day. And ever since then, once you go through your season of being by yourself, it's hard to kind of come out of that. Like once you settle and sit, like you're like, okay, I'm good. Like so now it's like kind of honestly hard for me to like get out and branch out and meet people. And that's like honestly one of my like biggest struggles being in California is putting myself out there and, you know, making friends and stuff because I really be kicking it by myself.
You know, I love being by myself.
Yes, which is why we're friends. Yeah. We're so similar, Johnny.
I love it. I be by myself too much.
Yeah.
Like after a week, I'm like, girl, you need to go.
No, seriously.
You need to go outside.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you tell me who are your top 5 favorite artists? And it doesn't have to be in any specific order.
My top 5, okay, as cliche as it sounds, Whitney Houston. I love Whitney Houston. Yeah, but what I loved most about her was that, like, it wasn't just her voice, but she just was a classic act. Like, she didn't have to go on stage and, like, shake her butt and, like, take off her clothes. Like, she really just sang. And she didn't even really, she grooved, but she didn't really dance. Like, her vibe and her voice literally carried her career. Like, just her being her. So that's what I admire most about her. Oh, my goodness. Of course, Beyonce.
Of course, Beyonce.
I love Stevie Wonder. Very talented. Like, his ear is crazy. Dang. I really am a big fan of her. Like, I really do love her music. And just how talented she is. Man, but of all time, is this all this?
I mean, just in general, your top 5.
And then lately, I love Blast. Like, I love his like rap singing like style too. Like as of recent, but yeah. And Brian McKnight. Brian McKnight is definitely in my top 5.
Okay, that's a classic.
Like I love Brian McKnight.
Okay,
love him. Would marry Brian McKnight. Even though he's old enough to be my daddy. Okay. I love him. But yeah, those are like, you know, a couple of my favorites. Layla Hathaway. It's definitely more than 5, but and then honorable mention, he's not like an artist, but he's a piano player. But I love Yuruma. Yuruma, he is he's Asian and he's just a pianist. And he's really like what got me started into like playing piano. His song called River Flows in You was like one of the first songs I ever learned on the piano. But he has so many just classic piano songs and pieces that like bring me peace to my soul. Yeah.
I love the fact that you can play the piano.
Yes, it's my first love. That's like
really that's your first love.
Yes, wow. Singing and everything. Like I started playing piano when I was 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you can play the piano because I feel like a lot of artists nowadays they can't do that.
Yeah.
And I feel like it just takes you to a whole nother level. And I feel like it just makes your music. I could be biased. I don't know. I don't think I'm being biased. But I feel like it just makes your music even that more, like, just that better. It's just like you can hear, like, the sound. I don't know. I love that. I feel like you're a real artist.
Thanks.
Like, all the way around.
Yes.
So, what is your ultimate goal in life, just in general?
Well, my ultimate goal in life is to make it to heaven, first and foremost.
Hallelujah. that's
the main goal.
You gonna make it to heaven.
In Jesus' name, I receive.
Look at me. You gonna make it to heaven.
But really, I mean, not to be all spiritual, but it's just my, like, to live my assignment in life. And my assignment, you know, is using all of my talent. So, the ultimate goal for me is being financially free, using all of my talents, and having a peaceful, joyful life. Like, a lot of people can have, you know, have their career and everything that they want financially and materialistically, but aren't happy and don't have peace. But I really just want to just stay connected. Like, I always desire to stay connected with my village, my community, and just everybody just, you know, be blessed and, you know, stay safe and protected. Like, that's really the desires of my heart. Like, first is,
I love that.
you know, all things peace and joy. And, but of course, you know, I have, like, my materialistic goals. Like, one of my biggest goals in life is to open, after I'm done with music and acting and entertainment, I want to write a book one day and have, like, a sold-out book tour. It's one of my biggest dreams. I was inspired by Gabrielle Union because her We're Gonna Need More Wine book is amazing, and I'm currently on her second book right now, but she inspired me to do that. And then I want to open a winery. Like, I want to own land in different parts of the world, like Spain and just different places, and own the land and have my vineyards there and just give my kids, like, the vineyards. And
I
like,
can see you, like, with your wine,
yes,
dancing with the sundress with your kids,
yes,
your husband, like,
yes. I want to
can
own
see
like 10 and just literally different parts of the world. And my biggest be like one in Italy and one in here, and like literally be able to pass, like, generational wealth be passed down really through my vineyard. Like, that's how.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah.
That's important.
That's what that's like my biggest goal in life. And, you know, once I do that, I'm like, oh, I made it. But
Right.
of course, the other stuff, winning Grammys,
Yeah.
maybe an Oscar now that I'm acting.
Period. Period.
Hey, one day, no one else. Just EGOT, really, you know.
Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You can do it.
I mean,
Yeah.
dreams, you know, it's
You can
endless.
do it all. I
Opportunities
see it all for you.
Thanks, girl.
You can do anything because you have God.
Yes.
And you have His favor.
Yeah.
And you're giving Him glory, so He's gonna continue to elevate you.
Yeah.
And you know, here you can always talk about spirituality.
Yeah.
That's everything
Yeah.
to me. And having peace and joy, that's very important.
Yeah.
To have peace of mind. And I feel like a lot of people don't even seek that as a goal, but that's so important.
Yeah.
So, if you could go back in time, what one piece of advice would you give your 16-year-old self?
My 16-year-old self, how old was I, a junior in high school or something like that? I would tell my 16-year-old self, you can do it. I know that sounds so cliche, but just like thinking back at 16, how insecure I was, and, you know, I cared too much about the opinions of others at 16, and, you know, so many just opinions in my ear. Because again, I started singing at 15 on Vine. So, you know, I had a lot of people pushing me to go to college, and I don't regret going to college. I went to Indiana State, period.
Yes.
Go Sycamores. Terre Haute in the building, 812. But, you know, it's just, I would just say, like, you can do it and you can reach your dreams. Like, it's not unattainable. I feel like, you know, I've always, like, again, I've been pushed to go to college and stuff. And again, I don't regret college, but, you know, I am glad that I chose to choose to, you know, to what is it?
College.
Yeah.
I actually feel like you learned, look at me. I feel like you learned a lot of lessons in college.
I did.
You did.
I did.
It was like you was there for 2 seconds, but them 2 seconds
Yeah.
you learned everything that you needed
Yes.
to learn that helped you, like, get to where you're at now. Like,
No,
you learned
most
some
definitely
valuable
did.
lessons.
Yes,
in
and you know,
college.
girl, you know, because you've been around forever.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
But I don't regret it, and I am glad that I went. And I do think school is still important. Like, it depends on what you want to do. Like, if your dream and your calling is to be a doctor, you have to go through school to do that. But, you know, knowledge is power, so you never go wrong with that.
Yeah.
So.
But I feel like everybody's journey is different.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
you know, so
Yeah.
some things might be for one person and it's not
Exactly.
for other. And God has you exactly where you're supposed to be. And look at you now. You're just, like, shining.
I know.
Well, this is
Girl.
the last thing
Yes.
that I'm going to ask. We can't have you leave. We can't have you leave
Okay.
without singing a
Oh
little
my
bit of
God.
something anything. It could be anything, and it doesn't have to be long. Just like 2 seconds, like whatever you want to sing.
What should I sing, Janice? I know. Why did I just know you was gonna have me? I knew it.
Really?
When you just said that.
Actually, our cameraman and director Charles. It was actually his idea, and he's like, "You gotta have her sing." I was like, "You're right, I do." So,
you know what would be a good song?
Okay, what? Let me see if. Okay, what do you think?
Okay, what's that song? God has smiled on me. He has set me free. No, God has smiled on me. He's been good to me.
Jesus,
Janice, you're hilarious.
Don't have me up in this building shouting. Woo, Lord, her voice is literally from Jesus himself. Jesus came down and said,
"You be making my cheeks hurt laughing and smiling at you all day, girl. You crazy."
Jesus literally came down and said, Oh my God.
So now your turn. Go ahead.
Look, God.
Janice is crazy. Oh my God.
Well, don't get me up in here singing because I can't. If I could sing, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, you would
I'd
be
acting a fool.
You're a crazy girl.
Lorea, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being a part of Women with Beauty and Brains and being our special guest for today.
Yes.
It's been an absolute honor, and I am so proud of you to just see your journey.
Thanks,
and see
girl.
where God brought you. Mm-hmm. And I just know God is taking you even further. I just love you, and I'm so proud of you. I know it might not be easy, but you just keep going.
Thanks,
you just have to keep going, even through the difficult times, because God got you.
Yes, God got us.
He got us, and He's never failed. Yes. He's never failed, and He's not going to.
Yes, and He's got y'all.
He's got y'all. Wherever you're at. and also, I want to thank my audience, Women with Beauty and Brains. Thank you for tuning into this episode. And do not forget, on December 10th, Lorea is starring in a leading role with Kirk Franklin's The Night Before Christmas. So make sure you tune into that. It will be on Lifetime. I'm Janice Boyd. And until next time, peace and love.